7th, 2015. We're bringing you the second game of our volleyball doubleheader. It's the Boise State women's orange team taking on the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And I'm John Jansen here. I'm your host. I'm joined here by Jamie Bingham, former volleyball player.
Hello.
And we have a very good game here. Gonzaga, Boise State. Should be a good matchup. Jamie, we just finished with Boise State, Washington State. Pretty good game throughout. Went all the way to 3 sets. Washington State able to pull away after the comeback. So we're hoping this one's going to be just as good.
Yeah, it looks like they already started here, and Gonzaga with the serve.
And good return by Boise State, keeping it all alive. And out of bounds, Boise State points.
So the thing I noticed about this Boise State team, John, is they're not as tall as the team that we just watched. And that might be a factor, maybe it's not. Maybe that's something that they've realized, and so they've practiced to make sure that they're, if they do spike, if they do roll, whatever benefits them and their height difference between them and Gonzaga. Because it looks like Gonzaga has a few tall girls, especially in the front row at the moment.
And we'll look to see how they adjusted from team to team.
Little miss serve on that one.
And just probably not able to get it on a good part of her hand.
It also depends on the throw. Like, if you don't get a good throw in the very beginning, it can really affect how your serve and the follow-through.
So Gonzaga on the serve. Digs up. Trying to get back over the net, and they do. Trying to get the quick spike.
And a nice little dump by the setter of Boise State on that one. Not sure if that was intentional, but it worked.
And it was tipped to Morgan Landers on Gonzaga, and she just fumbled with it for a little bit and wasn't able to just get it back up.
Yeah, hard play for Gonzaga on that one. Miss serve by Boise State. Gonzaga's point.
And it will go to Gonzaga.
Nice line serve by Gonzaga
There's
on that
a
one.
spike. Almost, but just bumped it instead.
Yeah, a little bit of a roll on that one.
But she came in flying, though.
Yeah, maybe that's something that she just realized. The block's right here. Might as well just roll it over and get that right in the middle of the court instead of straight into the block.
And Gonzaga trying to keep it alive. Went out of bounds briefly. Spikes it down. Boise State point again. Another kill. And digged right out of bounds, so immediate points for Boise State again. They're on a roll so far. And very close to the line. Was that inbounds?
It was. That was a nice kill by Gonzaga, placed directly in the corner of the back row.
A good answer by Gonzaga. And they're able to take over now.
Looked like Boise State was not really in position for that one, so Gonzaga might try for that spike in that place again. Nice block.
Tries to tip it over, but looked like they were very ready for it.
Those girls in the middle of Gonzaga right now, they're pretty tall, so they see that quick little spike or tip coming over, and they just put their hands right up. You'd be amazed how many times you can get a block just by sticking your hands up there. Nice save by Boise State.
And just gets it over the net. It's going to stay in bounds. Boise State misses on the return attempt, so Gonzaga will keep serving.
Little too far pushed over the net. You want to keep that on your side and get it to your setter.
And so we see Boise State up 11-7 on Gonzaga. Gonzaga trying to get a little run here to get back here in the first set.
Nice kill by Boise State's Gina Romano. That's her second one. And you know, John, it looks like they've been feeding a lot to her on the outside. She must be one of their stronger hitters.
Yeah, and we've definitely seen that a lot today. She definitely looks like she's got a lot of power. Digs it up. Here's the set. Now spike. Right off her hands, and that's points for Gonzaga.
Again, nice ball placement by Gonzaga. It's hard to return that when you're a setter on that side of the court. It's usually you're waiting for your outside hitter, your libero to dig that, but again, really hard when the ball is close to the line on the right side.
Going for a little tip.
Nice save.
Contested, but able to get it back. Gonzaga answers quickly.
You know, Boise State saw them hit to the line last time, so they were covering the line, but then there was nobody in the middle. You got to have overall coverage.
And that serve goes out of bounds. So Boise State is going to get the ball back. A good defense by Boise State at the net. And they're staying consistent, maintaining a 4-point lead over Gonzaga.
Again, importance of your serve. You want to keep those runs going.
Good answer by Boise State, and with the spike on the return.
Again, Gonzaga with the kill in the back row corner.
Or it looks like they gave that back to Boise State. Might have been just out of bounds. Digs up and now to set. Good return by Boise State. It looks like that fell on Boise State's side. So Gonzaga able to tack on another one.
And in that case, John, that would be considered a tool. The ball got stuck in number 5, Gina Romano's hands, and thus she couldn't get it back up with another touch.
And spiked, but good dig by the libero. Spike again, libero not able to save that one, but good effort.
Looked like she was a little out of position on that one. She might need to scoot back a little bit more, especially since they've been hitting to the backside in the corner. She needs to anticipate those hits and back up just a little bit.
Gonzaga, a little too much power.
BSU got lucky on that one.
So we changed servers. Set, now looked like she was just trying to bump it a little bit with her hand, but might have just rolled off on a weird angle.
Yeah, you know, John, sometimes when the setter pushes it a little too far outside and the outside hitter can see that and see that the block's right there, she tries to push it to the other opposite side from her, and I think that's what happened. She tried to angle her hand to try to get it on the other side of the court, and it just unfortunately rolled off in not the way she was intending.
And deflected off the hands, and you could tell that she's pretty frustrated there. And that was Madison Larson. The ball was deflected off of. Trying to get it back over the net here. Can it make it? Yes. Good return.
Nice volley going on here.
Good set for the spike. Gonzaga not able to execute at the end there, but good return so far. These two teams look very even, Jamie.
Yeah, they look like they've got some similar structure going on in how they're running their offense and defense.
So next serve for Boise State, 18-12 now.
Good save.
Oh, good hustle there.
In situations like that, John, it is playable off of anything.
And again, Boise State's points.
The ceiling or the basketball net, any of that is all playable. as long as it stays on your side of the net. It can't transfer over the net on a hit like that.
So Gonzaga trying to get some points on the board here in the first set.
Good save, getting it back into the middle of the court.
Good job keeping it alive. And just a little soft tap. Boise State was completely ready for it. Oh, and they run into each other. And Jamie, that's what you said. The coach prefers that, but...
You know, unfortunately on that one, it was not the libero's ball. The setter was right there, and the libero needs to see that and get out of her way because the setter does have the second touch.
You know, like we said, in a fast-paced game, it's just going to happen. You know, it's just everybody's reacting.
And I agree with that 100%. But that's something that liberos are specifically taught because as a back row specialist, you're a little bit, you know, of a ball hog probably. You're trying to go for everything that you can.
And let's see if we can get a replay. So we take a look here. Great hustle. They're able to just save it. No, Jamie? So now we noticed Boise State's defense has stepped up since midway through this set here. We talked about Gonzaga's front line, but it looks like Boise State's front line is being a little bit more active.
You know, it's really beneficial when both your front row and your back row are playing nice defense. A lot of people assume that the back row should get all of the defend balls, but when balls are tipped or when they're just lightly pushed over the net, it's up to the front row to play good defense as well.
Aggressive by Gonzaga off the hands of Boise State, and that's points.
Nice block there, just unfortunately the ball was spinning in a different direction and they weren't able to retrieve it.
So 21-13 is the score. Gonzaga in a deep hole in this first set. And tries to spike it over. Set up for the spike on Gonzaga's part, but returned by Boise State. And again, they set up to that left side, and another spike. And Jamie, they've really been going to those outsides, like you mentioned before.
Yeah, it was a nice kill by number 10, Samantha Headley. She was really set up for that. When you have a nice high set, it's really easy to get good power on your downward spike instead of straight.
I'm trying to save it here. It has to go over net, and it does.
Nice back set by BSU.
Good reaction on the spike so far.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get the free ball over. In situations like that, it's very important to adjust your arms in a more of a 90-degree angle, almost like an 80-degree angle, and try to get the ball towards the net instead of straight up and over.
It's got to be deflating once you get to that third hit and you know that you're not allowed to touch it, to watch it fall on your own side.
It's not fun, I'll tell you that.
So Gonzaga on a spike, blocked back again. That's going to bring Boise State to game point in the first set, up 24-14. On the serve again is Samantha Headley for Boise State. Sets it up again to the left side. Off the hands of Gonzaga, it looks like. So it will be Boise State's point. And that's the first set. So Boise State looking really good in that first set, Jamie. What'd you take away from that?
Yeah, it looks like they're really comfortable. They're comfortable in their serves. I didn't see too many missed serves. It also looks like they're really comfortable in their outside hitters. It looks like their outside hitters are their strongest hitters, and then their middle hitters are doing really well with the blocks. So overall, just consistency I've seen from them. From Gonzaga, I think it's really important to get all their serves in and also watch the middle of the court. Boise State hasn't been placing the ball too much around the court. They've been driving straight into the middle. So I think that if Gonzaga puts maybe their libero or their outside hitter directly in the middle of the court, they'll be able to pick up a lot more spikes.
So second set coming up. And so, you talked about Boise State's size advantage. They're going to have a better game plan, and it really looks like they found something good on that left side of the net to their hitters.
Yeah, I mean, their outside hitters, I wouldn't say are too tall. They're probably their tallest on the team, but not extreme height. But they've been getting some pretty good hops. They don't really need the height.
There's a little break as we wait for second set to come back on.
It looks like Boise State's Yeah, not sure what's taken the officials too long. There might be some substitutions, or maybe Gonzaga put a new team out on the court.
I mean, they're humans too. They all make mistakes at some point, so we'll give them a chance here. And it looks like we're now going to get underway. Number 12 from Boise State, Madison Larson, is going to start us off with the first serve. So, Jamie, what does Gonzaga need to do in this set to stay alive in this game?
Again, just serves, I think, are very important for them, and maybe just positioning, again, in the middle of the court a little bit.
That's the way to start it off, as they get points and are going to serve. So Gonzaga up 1-0. Boise State handling this one well. Right off the net, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think that's who the setter was placing the ball for. She just happened to be there, and if you're not really in the proper position or have your feet in the right spot, it's hard to get a good, accurate hit over the net. Got a substitution.
It looks like the point went to Boise State as they're now going to serve. So 2-1. Gonzaga lead. There's a set to the spike. Oh, look at that spike. That's off the line, and that's definitely Boise State points.
John, Boise State just proved my exact point just there with a great bump, a great set, and thus a great hit. It's all just 1, 2, 3.
And that was a laser. I saw the smoke coming off the ball there, too. I don't know if you caught that.
She was very confident on that one. And really, that's how you do a good hit. You know that that's what you're going for in that certain spot.
In Boise State, there was an opening there that Gonzaga found. So they will get points. And it's now Christina Lalor's serve.
Nice block by Gonzaga.
And the return by Boise State. Gonzaga on the answer. I don't know if he gives that to Gonzaga.
Not sure what happened on that one, John. The ref is a little far from us, but it looked like maybe someone either touched the net or had a mistouch.
And keeps this one in bounds. Libero with the bump over the net. And here's the set up to the spike on the left side.
Little far back, but she was able to gain control of it.
And good effort trying to save it. She fell to the ground. So Lalor's serve goes right out of bounds, and Boise State gets it back. So Zags up 5-3. A lot of good bumps by Boise State. It looks like they're doing a great job keeping the ball inbounds despite the small court size and keeping it in one relative location.
Yeah, on that play, John, the setter tried to do a jumping set, and those are really beneficial if you're trying to do a quick hit. Maybe that's what they were attempting. Unfortunately, it just got stuck in her hands, and she wasn't able to complete the play.
And the set was a little back from where she probably wanted it, and that went way out of bounds. A lot of power.
Yeah, in situations like that, you might just try to roll it instead of trying to power it over.
So here's a bump. Almost run into each other, but they do save it. So here's the set.
Little close to the net. Ooh.
And they try to get to the left side. It went over the net just a little bit. So
yeah, on that one, the ref actually called a double touch. I think the set was a little out of control on that one.
So libero on the serve. And quick points. It looked like the ball went off her arms just a little awkwardly, just kind of rolled off there.
Yeah, sometimes you're a little too far forward and it hits you in your biceps and just kind of falls to the ground. Not much of a bounce.
Set again. Spike coming from the right side. Deflected back, and too many hits for Boise State, so Gonzaga gets another point. And this is what we saw in the last game. We saw one team fall down in the first set and then come back in the second set really strong and then finish out. So interesting to see how this plays out.
I've honestly seen that more times than someone win 2 games in a row. It's very common to lose a game and then go into the huddle and just be like, okay, guys, this is what we need to work on. We've seen them play now, and this is what we're going to do to change how this set goes.
So next serve, again, just off the hands of Boise State. And is she just hitting it really hard? Or why is the ball constantly bouncing off of them?
As a normal rule, if you're putting your hands up in the back row, John, it's usually going out of bounds. So she might want to just watch. If she's putting her hands up and she's a little too close to the line, it might just be a little too far.
And so for those of you that are just joining us, on the bottom right corner of your YouTube screen, there is a chat box that allows you to interact with us live right now. So if you know any of the players, have anything to say to us or any questions, please feel free to go ahead and hop on there and send us whatever you got.
Gonzaga with the serve.
11-6 is the score right now. Here's a set.
Little close to the net.
The set went right over the net to Boise State's advantage. They were just able to tip it right back over.
Definitely a tough play for Gonzaga to try to save something like that.
So here's another set. Able to get a pretty good hit on that one.
Nice position by the libero on that one.
And the spike
She
coming
was
from
set
the
up.
left. Sorry to interrupt you there.
That's okay.
But Gonzaga was ready for that one that time. They were waiting on it. So Stephanie Clay for Gonzaga right now is going to serve. And it goes right off the net.
Looked like her toss was a little all over the place. You know, in volleyball, John, you could actually let a throw like that drop. So if you do make not a very good throw your first attempt, it's kind of beneficial to just let it drop and attempt another throw.
A one-handed save by Samantha Headley.
Nice set.
And the spike coming from the left again. Gonzaga trying to block it, but stays on their side. Last chance. Over the net. And a spike again from the left. And this time they're not able to defend it. Broncos down by 3, narrowing down the lead. Contested at the net. Looked like she might have touched the net. But regardless, it's going to be points for Boise State now. 12-10. And points again for Boise State. And that's 3 in a row now. They're looking really good, Jamie.
Yeah, on that one, that was a nice tip into the middle of the court. The libero and the right side player on that one, just not very good communication. They were both going for it, but...
So Boise State has narrowed down the deficit to 1 and spoke a little too soon as Gonzaga adds that to 2 points. And they're going to remain on the serve. They need to stay consistent to stay alive in this game. Good spike, but immediately returned. And that left side hitter is really coming up big today.
Good hit by number 5, Gina Romano.
And what kind of impact has she had today, Jamie? They seem to be going to her a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you have a outside hitter that's been dominating and playing well, why not just feed her the ball every time? The only disadvantage to that is maybe Gonzaga will see that hit coming and so they'll set up the block for it, but so far hasn't been an issue, so I say they just continue to give it to her.
Tries to get a soft tip, but not enough power there.
Yeah, a little too far away from the net to tip it in that case. A roll might have been a better choice.
And good save. Goes over to Gonzaga's side.
Close to the net.
And here's a spike coming. And it is going to be their points for Gonzaga.
Good positioning by Gonzaga. Into the tape on that one.
So down by 2, Boise State looking to tie this up quickly and try and change momentum. But it's going to be hard to do that as Gonzaga gets another point.
Good placement again by Gonzaga.
It's a hard spike there, too.
She can put it in that place every time at that speed. That's going to be tough to return.
And if she can do that whenever she wants, might as well just keep giving the ball to her.
Agreed.
And too much power. Maybe trying to answer with a little spike of their own, but doesn't really pay off. 17-13 is the score here in the second set. Gonzaga leading by 4.
Generally, in like the third game, it might be smart for Boise State to free ball a lot more, but since they did win the first game, I think it's better for them to just continue their bumps at spike, and hopefully they can get 1 or 2 in there before Gonzaga wins this set.
And a few points in a row for Gonzaga. Boise State needs to try and stop the bleeding here before the second set's over.
And we've got some skateboarders through the court. Not
And
really sure what these guys are doing.
Nice little show, though, at halftime. I wasn't expecting it, so very good surprise. Wish they could have done a little more, though. So Boise State trying to remain alive in the set. They have a chance here with control of the ball. It's 17-14 Gonzaga. And trying to get a quick spike down low. Soft little bump.
Good roll.
Sets it up to Headley. She tried to spike it over. She was a little far back. It looked like it just got deflected.
Not really in great position for that either. Maybe in that case, a free ball or a set would have been better. Gonzaga with the point on that one.
This is Kelsey Chan, who is serving for Gonzaga there. Another point for Gonzaga, and they're almost running away with this set here. As Chan takes over again with the serve. Now 5 points away from closing out the second set and tying it up. And look at the effort in the middle. Trying to keep it alive. Does go over the net. Gonzaga attacking. A little too much power again on the spike.
Good play for Boise State on that one. They first got the return and then they got the block. If you can keep the ball on Gonzaga's side as much as possible, that's how they're going to win points.
And they really needed that. Down 5 in the second set. And a quick spike again. Gonzaga's not letting up. And what have you noticed from Gonzaga as the second set has progressed so far?
Yeah, they've just been dominating with the hits on that one. On that, John, her foot did hit the back line, and she kind of knew it. That's why it was a little awkward of a serve, but in that case, the point does go to BSU. But Gonzaga has just been routinely getting their hits over and doing some really nice passing as well as blocking, so just fundamentals is how you win games.
And that's going to go out of bounds. Boise State points, so very good for Boise State.
Little close there for BSU. They might want to watch that back line because that is where Gonzaga has been placing the ball all set and game.
You know, at this point, it's only a 4-point lead, so anybody could come back and win the set still.
Yeah, for volleyball, it's really not much of a big difference. You know, they have a chance to come back and win the set still.
And that's Gonzaga points. Or no, looks like it is going to Boise State unless Headley passes it off.
Gonzaga does call a timeout.
So now Gonzaga up 21-18 on Boise State. So what does Boise State need to do? Now they can't get too aggressive. They got to stay somewhat in control here, right?
Yeah, I mean in the middle and the beginning of the game, maybe their bumps at spike could continue, but as of now, I think it's smart of them to place the ball with tips or rolls, or even just free balls. Trying to get some points back is really going to how they're going to come back in this set and actually win the game if they are able to.
So perfect opportunity to right now with the serve.
Good
and
free
just
ball.
Bumps it over.
Exactly what they need to be doing.
And the spikes blocked by Boise State. And it is going to be Boise State points. It goes out of bounds off Gonzaga's front.
And that's another thing that Boise State needs to continue doing is just making sure balls that are out, and ones that are in, they're able to get.
And Boise State's closing the gap now. It's 21-19. And blocked back again by Boise State. And another point. It's 21-20.
On that one, John, it did hit the tape, so that was too many touches for Gonzaga, resulting in BSU's point.
So Boise State looking to tie the score. And soft little roll over. Boise State returns it. Quick spike trying to get the points, but both teams very even.
Number 5, Romano, again, makes the nice kill in the back side of the court.
And she's just come up so big today. You know, who else but Romano that they're going to go to right now? So anybody's ball game at 21 all. And spike from far back and doesn't really go anywhere, Jamie.
Might have been better to down ball that one instead of trying to jump and get a nice kill. Sometimes it's hard, you know. You want to get those kills in and you want to get some right down on the ground, but in situations like this where it's a close set, they might as well just free ball it over and let Gonzaga make their own mistakes.
And again, blocked in the front. Gonzaga answers and gets another point, so they get quick 2 after Boise State ties it up.
All placement. Nice
A good
save.
roll.
Nice block again by BSU.
The defense has reacted well to what Gonzaga's thrown at him. And there's Romano with the spike.
Gonzaga able to get it up that time.
And digged up. Romano saves it. But just not enough. And so it's game point for Gonzaga right now.
Fortunately, libero is still on the ground after that save. She didn't have time to get up and try to free ball it back over.
So on the serve. Good little tip. Keeps it in bounds. There's Romano.
Good choice to free ball that by BSU.
Spike coming. Off her hands. And Gonzaga takes the second set. So let's take a look on, well, this is the second to last points here for Gonzaga. So Romano with the spike there, trying to save it. And just not enough for libero. She was already on the ground, so good effort all around for both teams. Very close matchup. So, Jamie, now we're going into the third set. This is the second game that has gone into the third set so far. What are you taking away from both these teams?
I mean...
So, Jamie, do you want to tell everybody about this cool little chat thing that we have?
Yeah, sure. Let me just take a look. So far, we only have one chat.
And it was telling us to don't forget about it. So we have not. We have not. Thank you.
From our great professor, Nathaniel.
Thank you, Nathan. So, you gotta be excited about this third set. Both teams look really, really good. They have really good hitters, too. Just monstrous strikes. What do you think about these two teams, Jamie?
I think that Boise State needs to focus on getting the set out to their outside hitters. Romano's been killing it all day, so might as well just keep feeding it to her. But along with that, they need to make sure that their blocks are on point and that, again, all their serves are over. And Gonzaga, they just have the momentum right now. They just won that last set. They're feeling good. They're feeling energized. So for them, it's just keep the power up, and if they keep getting points, then it's going to be easy to win this game.
And there's Romano. Gets us started off with a spike and points for Boise State.
It's exactly what they need to be doing.
You just throw it up to Romano, and she's likely to get points for you.
Nice ace on the serve.
So good start for Boise State in the third set. Now remember, we are playing to only 15, correct, Jamie?
That is correct. And they will switch halfway through, so we're going to see some switching after probably like 8 or 7 points.
So the serve. And tries to spike it over, but the libero there to bump it back up.
Nice kill by the right side hitter.
Boise State.
Third set. It's just important to get the ball back over the net, and when there is a good set, set your outside hitter up for that, but otherwise there's no reason to try to attempt a nice down ball from the back row.
And so Boise State gets a point. They are going to take over on the serve.
Impossible, really.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Chan on the bump there. And she's straight out of Hawaii. Got some shouts out all the way down there. So Gonzaga gonna serve again. And so we've just been informed the stream went down briefly for a minute, so we apologize for technical difficulties. We hope that you're still joining us here for the rest of this game. So on the serve, number 19, Anna Hull. Boise State tipping it over. Here's a set. Spike coming. And that's a kill. No doubt about that one.
Nice kill from number 19, Anna Hull, on that one. She was set up perfectly.
And on the serve, looks like they give that to Boise State. That's what the ref signaled for.
Little out of bounds. Good attempt at the tip on that one, just a little too far from the net. Again, maybe a utilization of a roll or maybe a down ball would be better in that situation. Good free ball.
So Gonzaga trying to return it. Back to the other side, gets a good tip.
Boise State needs to watch the center of the court.
That was Megan Kramer on the tip. And now we're going to switch sides here, Jamie, so this doesn't mean the game's over. Correct?
That is correct. They are going to 15 on this one, so they do switch sides again for just equal opportunity for both teams to have the same amount of chances on each side of the court. Again, maybe if there's more spectators on one side or there's some benefit to one side of the court, both teams can have that chance.
So Boise State coming with a spike.
Just out of bounds.
Points for Zag. So it's 9-6 Gonzaga, leading here in his third set. And they try to save it. Kelsey Chan hustling over there, but ball just went way too far out of bounds for them. Serve going right off the net. So Gonzaga up by 3 now.
Oof, not what Boise State needed in this moment.
And spike coming down. That was Romano. Gonzaga answers with their own spike.
Good return by BSU.
And not able to save it. That is points for Gonzaga. So Boise State working to get back into the game. There's Romano. Looked like there was a little bit too much power there, though.
Yeah, I mean, the set was a little too close to the net also, so it didn't give her the opportunity to snap her wrists, and that's really what drives the ball down into the ground. She just wasn't able to have that opportunity. An ace by Gonzaga that was inside the court.
That was Jacqueline Nelson on the serve. So here's Nelson again. Up by 6. And saves it up. Good free ball. Set, now spike. Just out of bounds. Boise State really needed that. It's now 13-8 with Gonzaga 2 points away from closing out the game. So, Jamie, let's take a look at some of these comments here. A lot of them from Kim Possible. So, go Kelsey Chan. She is from Hawaii, and she is the best. Go Zags. Let's go 21. Also, Oren Carlton. I hear you, man. Let's go Addie, number 18 VSU. And Kim Possible. I see you also wanted to add Kelsey Chan serves are amazing, and they are. I don't know, actually. Campfire cover. I didn't understand that one from Oren Carlton. And then boom, number 18 on that back attack. So we love the comments so far. We love that you guys are sending stuff in.
You know, this game is right at the wire right now. Gonzaga just needs one more point.
So Gonzaga trying to close it out. Great save. Spike.
BSU not able to save that one, and that will be the game.
And Gonzaga. So we've seen 2 straight comebacks today, coming back from the second set. And what can you make about Gonzaga's play today, Jamie, as we head out?
You know, Gonzaga just played their game. They lost the first set, and they just came back in the second one and knew what they needed to change and knew that they needed to set up the block a little bit more, which they did on Romano. Not allowed her to get as many kills. And, yeah, they just pulled through. Again, serves are important, John. Serves are very important.
Very, very important indeed. And what's also important is taking away a lesson from the loss. And there's Justin Capello, our producer from UTP, looking good in his glasses today. But Boise State's got a lot to learn today, but they got to feel good, playing really well, getting the first set. But this is John Jansen signing out with Jamie Bingham, and we will catch you guys on the next edition of UTP Sports.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.